Microsoft Teams chat. Are you able to hear me clearly, Halifa?
Yes, Mr. Fazil. Yes, I can hear you clearly.
Okay, you can just drop in a chat. So at least I know that I'm not talking alone, and I know that at least there's audience there. Okay, at this meantime, let me just share out my slides. Okay, just checking. Are you able to see my screen clearly?
Yes, yes, I can
Okay,
see your screen clearly.
okay, that's good. Okay, so okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Fazlu here. I'm from Penang. Okay. The topic that I'll be covering today is for the next 15 to 20 minutes is on sentiment analysis for smarter business decisions. So listening beyond the words. So in today's, especially in 2025, we realize that AI have picked up and it's doesn't seem to be like having a slowing down or pacing down and thing, but it's becoming a rapid development in terms of AI development. So here I am. I'm also one of the AI consultant, whereby my company is Crescentec IT Solution Services. So as what our moderator have shared, so my experience is in being an AI consultant. I have actually focused on adopting AI for their business operation, especially from micro SME to SME on how to automate their process. So for today's topic, I'll be sharing on sentiment analysis. But just before I pursue with the topic, is anyone, if you have any questions, feel free to, I'll have a Q&A session towards the end. Feel free to drop your chat and you can actually ask your questions later. So today's topic is more on sentiment analysis. So let's dive on further. What is sentiment analysis? So as you can see here, I've actually given some screenshots of one of the famous restaurant, which is a Western restaurant. I think Pak Mat Western sounds very familiar. It rings the bell for everyone, especially in Penang. And even in terms of their marketing and in terms of their content development, they are quite way far above, as what everyone knows. And then they have about 16,000 reviews. And then recently we had the incident whereby the baby elephant have actually passed away because of an accident. And this post went very viral recently. And then this post is about the seller is selling a tudung, and they have bought it from the Shopee. They have about 9.2K ratings. And then Tikade is one of the famous shop in Penang as well, where they have about 1,000 plus reviews. So what I'm trying to share here is all these are data. All these are data where we can actually know that what are we currently doing, and we can do a check on ourselves, on our business. Is it we are progressing in a healthy way, and what is actually pulling us down, and what is doing well, what is not doing well. So from these reviews, informations, even from the comments itself, from this part, we can know what actually people are trying to tell to us. So let's move on. So every business gets feedback in the form of reviews, comments, support tickets, but we rarely analyze it deeply. In the current world, we are living in a very noisy world with a lot of advertisement, and then with a lot of information to process. So we never taken a moment to look into what are the comments, reviews that we're getting on social media, or even from the data that we've been collecting from our past participants. For instance, like myself, we are running I'm actually a trainer, and also I'm running an IT company. So when customers actually give feedbacks in on my Google reviews, I do take a moment to go and analyze it, and I will do a SWOT analysis to know that what I can actually do better. But now with AI, that becomes even more easier. So at the same time, are people happy, angry, disappointed, loyal? Sentiment analysis helps uncover the emotion behind the words. As you can see here, this incident is very new, just recently happened, and the whole world was become shocked with what had actually happened in regard of this incident. So if from this comment, when I actually went through the comment one by one, they had a lot of empathy and they feel sad for the mummy elephant on what actually happened. So what is sentiment analysis? Sentiment analysis is when a computer reads what people write, like reviews or comments, and figures out if they're happy, unhappy, or just neutral. So we are actually analyzing what people actually have given based on the data that we have. So in summary, we can say that we are actually analyzing customer feedback from reviews, social media, surveys, and more. So some of the example that I put it here is the service was amazing. So it means that it's positive. The food was okay, but nothing special. That's neutral. And let's say somebody leaves a review in our Google review or even in our Facebook page or anywhere. They mention that the food is lousy. I'm never coming back here again. So that's negative. So all this information is been there, meaning that people have been giving review and even we've been collecting surveys. But most of the time, we will do the data collection or people would give us the review and so on, but we never took the initiative to do the sentiment analysis because people actually share what actually went wrong or their feedbacks. But as a business owner, we never taken the initiative to do that because previously this one has to be done manually. But now, thanks to AI, the sentiment analysis can be done easily just by using AI. So let's look into further into that. So why it matters for business? As you can see here, 66% says a bad experience can ruin their day, according to Zendesk. And then 62% wants brands to care more. So I have mentioned here that 66% says a bad experience can ruin their day. So this is based on the recent source cited by e-commerce bonsai. And then 62% wants the brands to care more. So they have actually, for business owners, it's very important. They want the brands to care more about the loyalty, about the customers. And 70% of the brands miss valuable feedback. So they never got a chance to um, revert back to their customers about their feedback. So by getting this insight and these feedbacks, all this data, it actually determines our customer lifetime value on what went wrong, on how we can actually position our products, and even to the extent that, let's say I'm doing a, sorry. Okay, let's continue. So I'll hold the Q&A session towards the end, yeah? Okay, so let's say if I'm doing an IT business. So let's say I'm offering a web design service. So apart from web design service, there have been a lot of feedbacks I've been getting that, do you provide copywriting service? And do you also provide SEO service? So all those people have been actually sharing their feedback. But recently I did a survey. What other additional services do my customers need? And I was came to shock that there were actually some companies that actually requires a very specific service. They actually given they require copywriting, even they want on transforming AI for their business operations and so on. So all this only I will know that when I do the survey. So what I do after getting the data, I use AI to analyze it. So what does this mean for your business? Of course, we can identify what customers truly feel, not only by reading reviews, by responding intelligently, because AI comes with intelligence. It gives us an early warning on how to improve decision and protects brand trust. And in terms of Malaysian context, 83.1% social media penetration that we already have, 60% of the SMEs improve satisfaction after analyzing reviews. So today, majority of the people, they would prefer to check the review first before they purchase anything. Even we ourselves as a consumer, if you have the buying behavior have changed. If you're shopping on Shopee, TikTok, what we would do is we would actually look into the stores that have a very high feedback, positive reviews, and so on. Then we would consider buying. So Malaysians are highly expressive online. If you're not listening, you're losing the competitive edge. So based on the statistic, it's already proven. So we should take um, action towards this. So why sentiment analysis matters? As I have stated here, most of the people, they go online and check first before they purchase. Let's dive on how business can use it. So first thing first, we can actually do in terms of departments, especially customer experience. For customer experience, we can actually detect and fix top complaints. For marketing, we can actually track public traction to ads, how they are performing, products, identify unmet needs in the reviews. HR, they can actually analyze employee feedbacks. These are the basic use case that we can use according to our departments. But actually, it's not only this. There are a lot more use case that we can actually do sentiment analysis. So how big companies use sentiment analysis? So I've actually shared two here. Let's look into that. Apple, what they do is they actually use in terms of their business use case is they actually analyze product review and social medias to refine their product features. So what they do is they actually try to identify what are user frustrations with iPhone battery life, and eventually it leads to improve power management in the iOS update, in the next subsequent OS update. So indirectly, the impact is they have maintained a brand loyalty and increased customer satisfaction scores by 12%. So this is by Apple. TripAdvisor, what they do is they apply aspect-based sentiment analysis to category feedbacks on hotels, restaurants. And what is the benefit that they get is they provide actionable insights, for example, poor breakfast quality, to so that they will be able to feedback back to the brick and mortar business, which is the service providers. So it enhances user trust and increase platform engagement by 20%. So the two examples that I've just shared here is by big companies. But today, by using AI, even a micro SME is able to do a sentiment analysis. And I really urge you all to kindly do so. And how we can actually do this? I've actually put it in one slide, a few practical steps on how to implement sentiment analysis. So first thing first, let's say you can collect the data or reviews from Google, social media, surveys. That is the first thing. You need to have a data. If you don't have a data, you cannot do sentiment analysis. Second thing, what we can do is you need a tool so that you can feed in the tool with the data, especially like ChatGPT, Gemini, or any other AI tools. Then the third step is after you import all the data, for example, let's say using ChatGPT, you can analyze tag by emotion or category. So emotion means like what I've shared just now, what was the negative feedback, or based on the category means based on the product categories and so on. And after you analyze, you would actually get the output. So based on the output, you have to act, maybe respond to it, or maybe we might need to train our staff. For example, let's say Parkmart Western, from the recent surveys, if you went through, one of the feedback that has been stated is maybe the food is cold. So maybe they have to train their staff so that they can actually produce a more improve in their operations or fix the issues. So these are the feedbacks that we can see from the Google review, and then track, see improvement over time. Okay, so by acting to the responding to the whatever the analysis that we have done, so we can track what are the kind improvements that it brings to our business. So people will start giving feedback. Hey, I just recently went to Parkmart Western. I noticed that the chicken chop is freshly made and it's hot, so and even nicer to eat. Previously it was cold, so people will start giving feedbacks, so we can track that. So tools you can use is, of course, you can use Claude, ChatGPT, DeepSeek, and Gemini. And the best part is all these tools are freemium. Even ChatGPT itself, the basic version is considered more than enough for to do a basic sentiment analysis. And then DeepSeek is free, Gemini is free. So you can use these tools to do the analysis. And then how do we measure the ROI of sentiment analysis? A lot of people ask, if I were to go on the part of doing the sentiment analysis, what's in it for me in terms of business owner? So let's look into it. Of course, the first thing is higher customer satisfaction. You get better Google ratings, increased positive reviews. People would love about your business. Customer retention, when you talk about customer lifetime value, you're able to increase it up to 10 to 15% increase from faster response to issues. And then you get repeat purchase, you get more returning customers due to improved trust and experience. You'll be able to personalize according to buying behavior. And data-driven decision, reduce guesswork. Back then, if you don't have data, you have to guess, I think my customers might love this, my customer might hate this, but you couldn't come to a concrete decision. But now, with data-driven decision, you do what your customers likes. So you have better resource allocation in terms of staff retraining and so on. So final takeaway, don't just collect reviews, understand them. I'm not only referring to reviews, don't just collect reviews or data, understand them and act on them. Today, everyone, we have a set of data that we would have actually collected. Some people might not have collected data. Take a moment today, after today's session, there are a lot of other speakers also. Please join their session also, and then take at least a small step to go back and apply. For example, what I have actually shared is on sentiment analysis. You can go back, take whatever data that you already have, start working on it, and then see what you can actually improve. So as a quick recap, start small. Don't focus on going a very big area. Focus on start small first. Choose one tool. If you're going on ChatGPT, it's a very good AI tool. I myself am using a premium. I've been using ChatGPT since beginning. So if you like to use ChatGPT, go ahead. If you think ChatGPT might not be the cup of the tea for yourself, it's not suitable for yourself, if you prefer, let's say, Gemini, proceed with Gemini. Go whichever tools that you find it comfortable and you feel trusted to use, and make customers feeling part of your KPI. This is very important. In a noisy world, those who listen deeply wins. So we have to know on how we can actually outsmart and stand for ourselves, so that in a very noisy world, we can actually stand out. So use AI not just to automate, but also to empathize. So thank you. I'll open for Q&A. If you have any Q&A, you can actually ask. Okay, I'll stop sharing. Do you have any Q&As? Okay, maybe.
I have a question for Mr. Fazlul.
Yes, go ahead.
All right. So you have shared regarding the sentiment analysis. So may I know what is inspired you to specialize in sentiment analysis, and how do you see that the roles for the sentiment analysis is evolving in the business decision making?
In business
In this business decision making.
decision making, okay. One of the reason why I actually decided to focus on sentiment analysis is in today's world, everyone are finding to stand out in their business, to focus on whether I want to do this, I want to do that, and they actually does it. But eventually, if you see that any business for the first 3 years to sustain is, if they can sustain for the first 3 years, that's considered good enough. But even after they have go through the 3 years process, they reach the peak level that they cannot scale anymore. So if you actually, when I do a lot of consultation with customers one-to-one, I realize that they lack more in terms of the sentiment analysis, but especially in terms of their operation, of reviews, and so on. So that's one of the reason that we are dealing with human. We have to know, we have to listen to them. So that's where I actually focus one of my modules on sentiment analysis, and how actually it can actually improve decisions. Um, uh, am I right? That's what you're actually talking on, right? For how they can
Yes,
actually
yes.
focus on business decision.
Mm-hmm.
Business decision is when you do an analysis, you have the data, and that the data is not manipulated, is what is actually given to you by your user or your customer. So based on the given data, you are not you know precisely what you actually your customer wants. So by incorporating into AI tools and doing analysis, you're actually serving to what your customer wants. You are not making an assumption on whether my customer wants apple or orange. If your customer wants apple, so we serve them apple. So eventually that actually helps in terms of making the right decision for what your customer wants, I would say. And second thing, nowadays we're in a digital world. We can start doing business. You don't have to spend a lot of money. So by knowing what your customer wants, you can actually start small, no need to have a very big office, a very big resources on yourself. So that eventually will become very helpful also by using AI for tools, especially sentiment analysis. So Ami have just asked, in your experience, how do we discern between genuine feedback and dishonest reviews? Okay, genuine feedback and dishonest reviews. One of the thing is nowadays, of course, based on the data, usually genuine feedback, a lot of people would have actually, usually, if you're doing analysis, if you have 40 and above people, minimum at least you need to have 30 to 40. Ideally, if you have 30 to 40 of data to do analysis, and in that data, majority people are giving genuine feedback, you can actually focus on that genuine feedback. If there is, let's say, there were people giving dishonest reviews, you have to look into it on how you can actually improve it. Hope that answers your question, Ami. Any last questions? Okay, no question. Thank you. I'll pass over back to you, Miss Alpha.
Thank you, Mr. Fazlul. Okay, thank you, Mr. Fazlul, for the fascinating exploration of sentiment analysis. I think it's inspiring to see how business can leverage unstructured data to gain deeper insight into customer behavior. But as we all know, that successful data monetization effort must also include the real-world application. So our next speaker, TS Dr. Morgana Darshini Gangaya, will take over the session. Okay, for Dr. Morgana Darshini, she is a data scientist and a lecturer at the School of Business Monash University, Malaysia, specializing in business analytics and health informatics. She holds a PhD in data science and bachelor degree in bioinformatics from University Malaya. Her expertise spans machine learning, deep learning, predictive analytics, data visualization, and database development using Python, R, MySQL, and more. Her research focuses on leveraging AI for medical prognosis and diagnosis with active collaboration with institutions such as Cambridge University, Universitas Indonesia, and Homi Baba Cancer Hospital. Dr. Mugana has published extensively in a peer-reviewed journal and has led impactful research projects including cancer detection, autism quality of life, and mental health monitoring using smart technologies. A passionate educator and certified HRDF trainer, she has trained over 1,000 individuals in AI, big data analytics, and programming. She continues to push boundaries in AI-driven solutions across healthcare and business domain. So let's welcome Dr. Mugana to continue the session.
Thank you very much, Miss Halifa. Is my voice clear?
Yes, I can hear your voice clearly.
All right, thank you. Let me share screen first. Okay, is my screen visible now?
Yes, your screen is visible.
All right, thank
All
you.
right, thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you very much for joining this forum. And first off, I would like to thank Datalytica for inviting me to be a part of this forum where I saw the topics from different speakers are interesting. To get to know the application of AI in different fields related to business. Yeah. Okay, a quick introduction. For the application of AI related to the revenue growth in business sector, I have prepared two case studies, and it's just a sharing session. I didn't include any technical information or content because I assume some of the participants are not from technical background. So we will discuss and then share knowledge. Feel free to ask questions at the end of the session as well. Yeah. Okay, so look at this first statement here. 70% of companies that invest in analytics report increased revenue, but only 30% know what actually drives it. So what does that mean? Most of the organizations, it can be large scale organizations or SMEs or startups or any organizations, they are using AI tools to analyze their data, to improve their revenue, and so on. But then only 30% they know what actually drives it. That means the back end part. So what's happening with these AI tools? How to make use of it? What is the reason behind the revenue growth and etc. So they are giving importance or priority to get to know what happened. And this is crucial and it is applicable to any organization, not just at the stage of being a user or consumer of these AI tools, but organizations must take initiative to get to know the tools, how they work. Like, for example, the sentiment analysis just now. So how sentiment analysis works, what tools are suitable to perform sentiment analysis, and then how to utilize the data, the unstructured data, to understand the customer behavior and etc. Yeah. And the understanding of these tools and then how data is used to make decisions, which is the data-driven decision-making process, that understanding is crucial when it comes to employment as well. Okay, so it's not only about revenue growth, but it will also lead to the success of different domains like employability, and then the sales, marketing, and etc. Okay, for now, we will look at how smart analytics directly fuel revenue growth through real business cases. Okay. Okay, right. How analytics drives revenue? Let's look at these four factors. The first one, better targeting, which involves the marketing and sales, especially for SMEs, when they start a new business, for example, and they will struggle to get to know their customer behavior, how to initiate the marketing, how to improve their revenue, and so on. So in this case, this smart analytics or data analytics or anything, data science applications will help them at the initial stage as well. Very simple example, yeah. Uh, I believe that you guys have seen this Kopiku. Yeah, so this Kopiku, their outlets, they have been expanding these outlets. Especially you can see this Kopiku in most of the train stations, MRT stations and LRT stations. Yeah, and Kopiku is our own brand, which is from Malaysia. Okay, so they are literally competing with Starbucks, with Zeus, and so on. Yeah. So we can see, like, in our everyday life, especially for this coffee and tea lovers, right? You have all this boba and all these things, right? So we are purchasing these drinks in daily basis, or at least like 3 days once. Yeah. So now, if Kopiko is starting a new business, for example, they don't have to gather the data, okay? They don't have to wait for their new customers' data, yep. So what they can do, they can refer to successful organizations, for example, Starbucks. Okay, so they are established and then they are successful. They have applied smart analytics or data science for their revenue growth. And then it is proven. There are many case studies with numbers, with statistics, and etc. So what a new business like Kopiku can do is they can use the approach. Okay, so it's not that we are copying or whatsoever. There's nothing like that when it comes to business. It's actually measuring the success of that business, and then we can apply their strategy. Yeah, so where you need to play around is through your marketing strategy. So now, who is your target audience, for example? So we always have a choice to analyze the successful organizations' AI usage and also application, and we can apply that on our business. So that's how SMEs or any startups can initiate the implementation of AI. Don't have to wait for data. Okay, if you wait for data, then we have to wait for many years. Only then we can understand our customers. Yeah. Okay, next is about operational efficiency. So for operational efficiency, by analyzing process data, companies can actually pinpoint the bottlenecks and then reduce the waste and also streamline the workflows. We call this as end-to-end solution. Since we start our data collection, okay, until decision making, okay, so we have to make sure the data sources are accurate, and yeah, so that's for the streamlined workflow. And this will definitely lead to lower operational costs and faster delivery times, directly impacting the bottom line. We are also using these e-commerce platforms like Shopee, this TikTok shop, Shane, and etc. Okay, so we are not going to these physical outlets, right? Do you guys agree with me? Yes or no? Can you say yes in the chat box? If you prefer e-commerce platforms than physical outlets, let's see how many yes we can get. Yeah, okay. So in this case, these organizations have to make sure their operational efficiency is well aligned with their strategies and goals. Yes, anyone? Okay. All right. So their operational efficiency is well aligned with their strategies and goals in order to enhance their revenue. Okay, so next is about customer retention and lifetime value. LTV is lifetime value. So what about this customer retention and lifetime value? These data-driven insights, whatever decisions that we make using data, will help to predict the churn, for example, and then they can uncover the factors that drive long-term loyalty, yeah, from the customers as well. And retaining the existing customers and increasing their lifetime value is often more profitable than acquiring new ones. Very simple example. We are using this telco, like, DG, Maxis, U Mobile, all these telco companies. Okay, how are they planning to retain the existing customers? So the priority must be on retaining the existing customers, uh, then acquiring new customers. Yeah, so that is related to the customer lifetime value. So organizations must use this data analytics, data science methods, and so on to understand the customer behavior really well to retain the existing customers. Okay, so what are the rewards or what advantages can we provide to the existing customers and so on? And the last one is pricing optimization. These analytics models will forecast how customers really respond to different price points based on demand, seasonality, and competition. Yeah. And this will allow companies to maximize their revenue without sacrificing volume or margin. Something that yeah okay, so this is not latest, it's an ongoing thing, but then with this election, and we observe that this gold price changes. Yeah, so the sudden changes, what is the prediction on the gold price and etc. Yeah, I remember this because just yesterday we had this discussion, one consultancy on this gold price and so on for jewelry. And you know, this topic is very popular, where it's unpredictable. But how still these companies or the manufacturers, they can perform well, they can retain their customers. It's all by using AI. Okay. Yeah. Okay, next, let's move on to the first case study. Okay, so the first case study here is about the Sunway Group. Okay, very simple example. We can connect with these case studies definitely because I have chosen two organizations from Malaysia. Okay, right. So here for this Sunway Group, they are leveraging AI and machine learning to drive revenue growth across its diverse business units. Even when you just pass by Sunway area, you will feel the difference between other areas. Okay, I'm not biased or what. I'm not from KL at all. Okay, just sharing this case study. Okay, using a reference. Okay, so now here you can see for their customer segmentation, which is also related to the previous topic, right? They analyze the hospitality segment data to re-segment their customer bases, tailoring promotions and services to specific demographics. And then Sunway Group mainly using Google Cloud Platform for all their AI related analytics and predictions, segmentations, and etc. Of course, there are many tools. Um, when it comes to the tools to apply or to use this AI algorithms and etc., it's something like cooking, you know. So if you plan to bake, okay, so no matter which microwave you're going to use, you're going to get your cake at the end of the day, right? So the most important part is your recipe. Okay, what are the ingredients? What are the measurements that you're going to use? Am I right? So all these ingredients and measurements are the data. So we whatever it is, we have to blame the data. Okay, so the data is the culprit. Okay, it depends on the data and not on the tool. As a data analyst or as a data practitioner, as a business person, if you are in the position of decision making or analyzing data or producing a report, you can use any tool. Okay, you can use any suitable tool as long as if you understand your data and if you understand your goal. Yeah, so you can achieve your aims. Yeah. Next, for the IoT integration by Sunway Group, they implemented the sensors throughout Sunway City to collect data, enabling the proactive and also real-time decision making to enhance customer experiences. And you can imagine, like, they are just growing, okay? So limitlessly, okay? They are just growing, and then we can see new buildings coming up, okay? Year by year and so on by using AI. All right. Okay, next example. We are all very familiar with this. AirAsia, easy to understand as well. If we compare with the other airlines, okay, why people are always going to AirAsia? Even now, if you go and ask your parents or your sibling, let's book a ticket, and then they will say, okay, are you booking AirAsia? Isn't it? Yeah. So why? How they created that? By using AI. They also analyzed their customer behavior. They came up with strategies to improve their revenue and so on. So about this in-house digital marketing and analytics team. So they are the first airline, yeah, so to come up with this in-house digital marketing and analytics team. And they established an internal marketing team to work on this AI, data science, and etc. to analyze their data. They focus on the metrics like the customer acquisition cost and lifetime value. The team ensures that the marketing strategies directly contribute to the revenue growth. Okay, they are not using any external services. Okay, next, they also implement these AI powered chatbots. For the data driven financial transparency. Yeah, so if you are aware, we have this AirAsia X now. Okay, so this AirAsia X introduced the internal performance targets to enhance their financial transparency and investor confidence. That's something new by AirAsia. Okay, so I've shared these two case studies. Okay, successful business here. Okay, successful business. And to end my sharing session, analytics doesn't create value, but it unlocks it. Okay, so we have to think as an input. Okay, so we are the consumers of analytics. We are the users of AI and analytics, but we must also become the creators. Okay, so the moment you transition from being a user to creator, that's where we can explore more. We can apply this analytics for revenue growth. Yeah, and three rules: start with the business problem and then measure ROI and close the feedback loop. So for all this, we need this advanced data analytics and yeah, so we have to grow with AI. We have to compete. We are already on the same track with AI, but then not sure, okay, who is winning. Yeah, all right. So that's all from me. Thank you for listening. Any questions?
Questions from the audience, you can type or you can unmute yourself. Dr. Mukana, I have a question.
Yes, Halifa.
Okay, so um, what skills or tools should professional focus on to excel in driving revenue through analytics?
Come again. What tools is it?
Yeah, what skills or tools should we focus to excel in driving revenue through analytics?
Okay. So in terms of the skill, I would say, of course, we have to upskill ourselves with this AI. Yeah. So the advancement in AI, how to predict the future and then take precautionary steps. Okay. We have to predict what's going to happen in 2020. 9 or 2028, even now itself. So AI has the power to do that, but we must have the skill to use that AI. Yeah, so that is the first point. And then for the tools, as I mentioned, we can use any tool. We can use any tool, but then there are many factors. For example, the size of the data. If you're planning to use a tool, then we must also know the size of the data. So if you are hosting your data in cloud databases, so there are different tools like Google Cloud, AWS, and so on. So if you're working on a small scale data, you can always go with your Excel or Power BI. And the best part is if you can upskill yourself with any programming language, you can do anything with that. So yeah. Any other
All right.
questions? Okay.
Um, any other questions? Okay,
Okay. I
then
think, yeah.
I think we don't have any question yet. Okay. All right. Thank you, Dr. Mugana, for compiling those case studies. I think it's clear that analytics isn't just a concept. It's a powerful driver of tangible business outcome. So I think we can proceed to our next speaker, Dr. Mubashir. So, Dr. Mubashir Munir is a highly accomplished academician, data scientist, and consultant with over a decade of experience in teaching, research, multidisciplinary projects. Currently, Dr. Mubashir is serving as a program leader of Master of Business Analytics at Sunway University, Malaysia. He has expertise in areas such as applied statistics, business analytics, big data analytics, and survey methodologies. Dr. Mubashir has earned his PhD in statistics from University Sultan Zainal Abidin, Malaysia, and has published more than 36 research articles and two books with notable presentation at prestigious institutions like Oxford University and the University of North Carolina, Greensboro. He has received multiple awards for his academic and entrepreneurial contributions, including the Outstanding Faculty Award for Entrepreneurship and Innovation and the Best Employee Awards. Beyond academia, he has worked as a consultant on significant projects, including the World Bank funded Daso hydropower project, and has delivered professional training workshops globally. His active involvement in editorial roles, research supervision, and professional organization highlights his commitment to advancing knowledge and education in data science and related fields. Let's welcome Dr. Mubashir.
Thank you very much, Noor. So kind of you to have invited me to say something. So thank you very much, Dr. Darshini and other panelists. Jazakallah. So we can start. Please, I'm sharing my screen. Yeah, hopefully you can see my screen, right?
Yes, we can see your screen.
Yeah, thank you very much. My name is Mubashir. So today my topic is actually business intelligence, smart decision using data. So I am working as a senior lecturer and program leader for Master of Business Analytics ODL. So in under the Department of Business Analytics, Sunway University. So now uh, my short introduction is actually I'm the advisor for the Business Analytical Club as well, and also I have some experiences or consultancy in the different companies, and also I worked with the World Bank, one of the project. So and also I am delivering different lectures on business analytics, also in the statistical computing. Nowadays, I'm teaching business intelligence course in Sunway University in the masters and also in undergrad level. So also I'm supervising like masters and PhD students. So my research area is actually multidisciplinary. Like I'm working on big data models. So by using different programming languages. So right now I'm working on three funded projects based on like on NLP and also having different surveys based project. So mostly I'm focusing SDG 3 and SDGs 30, and I have some research article on other SDGs as well. So thank you. For I'm starting from the data. Actually, of course, data is all over, very important all over the world. Like if you have no any uh, quality assessment and of the data, then you cannot get the good results. So everywhere we are talking about the data management and data quality and data assessment. And so for this, most of the companies have shifted their work and develop the data warehouses. So this is now that in Malaysia context, the challenge is actually for the SMEs, for the large scale companies already have developed the data centers and they hired the full dedicated teams for the data management. So I have a lot of things in my slides. Actually, I have 37 slides, but of course, all the slides having some impact. So I will try my best to give some meaningful information. So what is business intelligence? Like business intelligence is the combination of computer science, business, and statistics. So this is the multidisciplinary subject. Actually, from my side, I have more than 13-year experience in business school and also my PhD in big data analytics with the specialization in IAI. So, and with this combination, I'm trying my best to deliver this business intelligence. Actually, what is actually in the start? In the start is actually having the data, the main, so quality-based data. If you have a quality based data, then you can deliver your message. If your data is not accurate, your data is not precise, you are not confident about the data, then you cannot take a good decision. So in this slide you can see lot of things, a lot of aspects are covering from the data management, information management, then knowledge management. These are three stages. So the fourth stage is innovation management. So from the upper layer, you can see we are managing strategy management, change management, and also so all of everything is depending on the data. So if your data quality is good, then of course you can take a very good decisions. So I have a lot of case studies in this lecture, so you will learn a lot of things related to business analytics. So these about benefits. So in the start, I can give you some demonstration about the benefits. Like benefits, you can uh, work smoothly. And of course, most of the things you can do automatically by using AI, or as our panelist says in our last presentation. So we should develop AI ecosystem. So then we can work smoothly and work. And nowadays, the one of very famous terminology is using don't hard work. So means most of the people say work smartly, don't like most of the people are actually for example, you want to make a letter. So if AI is doing the making the letter, yes, you can use the AI, develop the letter, and you can rephrase and according to yourself. Of course, you no need to spend the time to format and this and that. At this moment, companies are using AI and make it to increase the profit and to decrease the cost. And I have a lot of case studies, and I'm teaching in the classes how you can take a quick decision and smart decisions, and how you can. So, of course, if you have a very good data, then of course you can take smart decisions. So, in this context, I have chosen six industries, you can say different so you can say like governments how they can use their BI, like business intelligence and business analytics. So they are well aligned. Like most of the, like for example, if you are applying for any job, government based job, so nowadays the most of the websites are automatically assessing the application when you are applying for any kind of job. So, of course, if you hiring process is so fast of all the companies because they are using artificial intelligence. And also healthcare management, I can give you a lot of examples that WHO is using a lot of AI tools, so they can take the quick decision about the calculation of BMI, calculation of different diseases. If you have certain types of symptoms, of course, AI can detect you this kind of diseases may happen. So nowadays, I came to know that Italy is making one of the hospitals, the human free hospital. Like there is will be no any doctor available in the hospital, so all the everything will be done by the AI, by the robotics. So nowadays I can give you one two different examples, just like MRI machine. MRI machine is actually taking quick decisions about our all the inner process. So just like CT scan, just like all the medical equipments, we can say now they are fully equipped with AI. And also our industries are actually full aligned with the AI. how I can give you a different example. I have visited a PepsiCo company, and I have visited Coca-Cola, and I have visited Nestle. So I have experience. They are fully equipped with AI. So of course, I have talked before, like the small SMEs actually facing some issues, like how they can implement. But nowadays, with the presence of ChatGPT and the cloud and different AI tools, they are using AI. Before some time, like we go, like they were not using those. Nowadays, I can tell you the example of education. So even I'm from the Sunway University. So Sunway University is very good with the implementation of AI. Even our one of the system eLearn is fully integrated with the AI. So some of the decisions are taken by the softwares, and so most of the registration and these and that checking the prerequisites, so already like checking by the software. So we have different ends like students and staff ends. Even we have teachers, teaching staff ends, and also high management ends. So everything's going very fast and very smoothly. So now I can give you example of the science and environment. Of course, we can automatic systems can forecast about the weather, what is the next tomorrow weather and day after tomorrow. So everything is going smoothly by using artificial intelligence. So I have shortlisted some of the domains, of course, not some, but lot of other domains are you can work on it. If you are a researcher, of course, you can work on it. So sales and marketing optimization. So of course, in sales, we are optimizing like what kind of like how we can get the more profit and how we can reduce the cost and how we can get the more customers, this and that. In the second, you can see the financial analytics. We have financial market trends and actuarial analytics, insurance, and so I can give you a lot of examples like product quality testing. So we are using total quality control. We can also say statistical quality and manufacturing quality control. So we have sports analytics, tourism analytics, disease prediction, and we have political campaigns, performance monitoring, supply chain and inventory management, agriculture analytics, human resource analytics. There are a lot of domains. So they are using business analytics and they are using the AI, artificial intelligence, and they are making their process fast. So this slide is very important for why business intelligence. So at this moment, if you see the without BI, what happened? Chances to get lost in business and cannot predict their customers' need, cannot reach on the conclusion. Customers can switch brand, missing our customers' requirement, where the customers are going, how the companies need to adopt, and what competitors are doing. And really, so there are a lot of concerns if you are not adopting advanced tools, AI tools in business. So you cannot win the race. Maybe the customers can switch the brand. Maybe other things may happen. Of course, with the BI, you can fast decision making. You can have a quick decisions about the product. If the customers have complained, some of the AI tools are so smart, so they are quick responding to the customers without human interactions, and they are resolving the issues. Okay, so I have some examples. So then I will share some cases. This is I have given some example. Okay, what happened if in the one internet minute? Just imagine I'm showing one slide. See, in 1 minute, so 1.3 billion logging in 1 minute for the Facebook users. So Google scrolling is 4.1 billion million in this single minute. So Netflix is a 7,64,000 hours watched in 1 minute. So, do you think like in 1 minute, so we are unaware about that? So it's a 500 plus terabyte is new data generated in 1 minute. So by including Facebook, so I can give you a lot of other examples, but just imagine how the data is generating. Okay, only for social media analytics. So if I'm just showing you the others data, like for example, I have last 6 year data, how you can take decision about the future. For example, I have already data showed the data until 2021. So can you forecast for 2022, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? Like maybe you can forecast for 2026 or 27 how the social media trends are increasing, and so there are a lot of things, but this is just to open your mind how the data is generating and how we can utilize this data and how we can take quick decision, smart decision by using our intelligence systems. Now, I have 6 case studies. So these case studies are so important, special cases. So how you can see. So Facebook is one of the case studies. So 2.5 billions monthly active users. So see how they are using deep text, deep learning, and they are having smart things. For example, I can give you one example. Like maybe you have already experience in your while you using social media. So if you're talking anything, if you are searching anything, so you will get the same advertisement after immediately after your talk or after your searching. So means AI is smart. So apps are recording your things and they are taking decisions. Either these customers and this user is required which kind of things. Okay, so Amazon is taking quick decisions if you have any query. So this AI based Amazon is dealing quick resolving your issues. If you the customers and other like client and sellers, they have some issues. So most of the things are solved by the AI, by predictive analytics. So about the satisfaction, this and that, so everything's dealing by AI. So I can give you, and also fraudulent detection, fraudulent activities. So AI is detecting automatically. So now Uber. Uber, of course, I have some experiences with the Uber. Like in US, I was in 2018. So my app shows that you can use the shared taxi. So in my previous country, I was not using the shared taxi. So there are different rules and regulation in different countries by the Uber. So Uber is very smart actually. If you have you are complaining, so Uber is responding quickly by using their AI report. So most of the things are solved by the Uber. So no need to talk and something like that. So you can get the solution from AI. So Bank of America is also very uh, good user of AI. How I can give you 2 different examples. So one example is actually, so if you want to take a loan, so you can quickly, no need any human interaction. You can apply if you are eligible online. So quickly, report can decide like this applicant is eligible. So automatically your loan will be approved by AI. So this is happening in the Bank of America. And also, if you want to apply the insurance, if you want to open the bank account, a lot of things without any human interaction you can open. So they're using smart systems and deep learning as well. So Airbnb, of course, I have used this one so many times. So this is again so smart. So if you have searched once, you will say receive lot of advertisement and lot of recommendations automatically by using. Uh, so even Airbnb sometimes record take reads or your photos and something like that. So a lot of things I have read in the different news articles, but I can give you some demonstration about the Spotify. So I'm not the very familiar user of Spotify, but as per my knowledge, like Spotify is the one of the top music app. So this app is actually providing the smart design. So a lot of people so already have given the suggestions and something like that. So this app is gradually improving the system so by receiving the recommendations. I have some more case studies and something like that, but I have some example like how this robot is working. So there are three different cloud services, just like how the robots is working. So of course, if you have some knowledge about robot, how it works, you must before to understand this one, you must understand about prompt engineering. So if you want to take any work from the robots, you must understand what is prompt engineering. Prompt engineering, for example, prompt engineering is actually just like you are questioning from the robot. So if you are asking a question with to solve this question, so you have to give the scenario, you have to give the question, you have to give the data, you have to give something, so then the robot can understand, then the robot can respond accordingly. So even this is just a small um, picture I want to deliver in this slide. So now I have some cases. For example, in casino, they are frequently using the probability assessment and check. They are calculating the chances, and also they are even they are playing with the chances. Like for example, they can find a detection, fraudulent detection, also money laundering customers, and this and that. So also they are observing the behavior of the gamblers, right? So this is all about they are using AI in different casinos. So about the COVID analytics, of course, we have a lot of experiences related to prediction of mortality rates, and also most of the hospitals are integrated with AI, and so with the simple symptoms. The AI can nowadays we have a cameras to with the pictures and some symptoms, the AI can identify this patient have the COVID or not. So now I am giving some example from sports analytics. Sports analytics again is a big. So if you not familiar with one of the very famous movies, Moneyball, so you can watch this movie. The whole movie is reflecting with different aspects of sports analytics. So this is one of the dashboard straightforward says that runner scores and batting and other different things. So I have shortlisted six different dimensions how we can think about sports analytics, like administrator analytics, fan donor analytics, team tactics analytics, recruiting analytics, health and safety analytics, and also conference analytics. So now already I have delivered some of the banking sector. I can give you one example of human resource management. So how the HR managers they are using AI. So they are implementing artificial intelligence and business intelligence tools. So in before that, I have already explained like how the companies are hiring. So for example, if you are applying somewhere integrated by the AI system. So how they are managing they or auto hiring. So auto hiring means if you are eligible, so by reading the profile CV, so automatically your CV will be shortlisted. Then if you are shortlisted, then they will conduct interview. Otherwise, they will not conduct interview. So that's why I will recommend you guys, you have to use the simplest format of the CV. Sometimes AI cannot read the complex format. So that's why, so students, most of the students told me I'm not getting job means, so they are not using the simplest format because AI systems reading they are not capable to read the complex format. So this is one of the suggestion from my side. Okay, then if you hire, then of course we have in Sunway we have a KPI system. We have all the universities and all the companies. The good companies have the AI systems in the HR analytics. So they have recruitment, training, evaluation, retention, and also promotion criterias, and the automatic systems suggesting. So this staff is suggesting for the promotion as well. So of course, AI marketing tools, a lot of marketing tools are available in the market. So you can adopt anyone for the marketing. For example, I can give you one example. For if you want to advertise by using Facebook, so you can easily target your target audience. Just like, for example, you want to target a businessman, so you can easily target businessman by using, even for example, you want to target the Subhan Jaya, Selangor, Malaysia. So you can easily target those are actually living in Subhan Jaya. So Facebook can target those audience. I have highlighted some of the things like a component of BI architecture, like how you can think about BI, business intelligence. First of all, you must understand about the data sources. So your data sources, CRM, ERP, any kind of social media and web analytics, and if you are taking global databases, you must understand about the Scandi databases, how to take and how to screen the data, filter the data, and missing, dealing with the missing observation, and dealing with the outlier and these kind of things. Then you have extract, clean, transform, and load the data, and how to store the data. And then after the storing, like you have to deal with the unstructured data, and you have to shift to the and also convert into the structured data. So this is actually data warehouse process. So then we have online analytics processing. So we have to adopt the data mining processes, and data mining is actually so about the pattern, about what kind of data you have, and how you can utilize for the decision making, reporting tools, and dashboard and visualization. So the last, which kind of tools we are using, just and most of the companies are using um, uh, Microsoft one. So I'm using the Power BI, Tableau, and Qlink, and also I'm using Python and R for education purpose. For the research purpose, I'm using some others as well. So I have something to show you. Like this is the dashboard, BI dashboard developed by Power BI. So, for example, you want to take a quick decision. You are the developer, and you have make this dashboard for your CEO. So CEO want to take quick decision. How CEO can take the decision? For example, he or she want to see the pizza in the quarter one sales and each and everything. So just I'm clicking on Q1. So everything will be shifted automatically. Give me 1 minute to. Okay. So for example, I want to see the chicken. Okay. Please allow me to. Uh, okay. Maybe slide share is not working here. Okay. For example, I want to see the quarter one production age and everything. So quickly we can take the decision before the quarter one. For example, I want to see the sales of small pizzas. Quickly, I can shift everything shifted to the small pizza. So, for example, you want to take the decision about the Excel pizza, so you can easily take the decision about, because everything will shift automatically. So, if you want to take the decision about chicken base pizza, everything is shifted accordingly. So even we can apply the double filter and other things as well. If you want to see the single 1 day sales, so this is the 1 day sales and how many pizzas of sales and everything. So I have some other cases as well. So see, this is actually store sales report. So this is the visualization, and you can even map the data on as a GIS mapping. So this is very important. For example, you want to see the fashion direct, so even everything will be shifted to fashion. Okay, I can quick because I have already spent my time. Sorry for that. So, for example, you want to see the devices, you can easily click here and you can take the decision about the devices, how the devices having the different impact. So what is the exactly discounted price, and what is the behavior of the data. So see the others competitive market analysis report. So we have other reports as well. So how we can take decision, and how, for example, I want to see only for the stores. Okay, so these are the stores data. Okay, so for example, I want to see the online one. I just click on online. So online total sale is $1,077. So this is all about the Power BI. This is the last one. So for example, this is actually corporate spend in Europe. So for example, I'm just clicking on France. So everything's shifted accordingly. For I can tell you like how the France is contributing in infrastructure and other things. So this is a quick decision we can take by using business intelligence tools. Thank you very much, guys. This is all from my side. If you have some questions, please.
Thank you, Dr. Mubashir. I think we have one question. How
Okay.
do you define the smart decisions in the context of business intelligence?
Yes, smart decision actually, if you are using AI, then straightforward. I can say so. We are taking smart decision. Of course, smart decisions cannot be take quickly. Like just like if you are asking any question from ChatGPT or any AI tool, so we are getting the quick answer. But I don't believe these answers are good enough. So, okay, I can give one demonstration about this question. So, uh, if most of the time I'm discussing with my students how we can differentiate AI versus human work. So, human can creative. Humans are creative and they can think, and they can think about future, but robots cannot think about future. The robots cannot take a quick decision and smart decision. For example, for me, I'm working on different projects. So if, for example, I'm using AI always depending on the past data. So AI cannot think about the future. This is the main difference about smart approach and not smart approach. Yes, please.
Thank you, Mr. Bashir. I have one question. How do you balance the simplicity and complexity in BI dashboards to cater to both technical and non-technical users?
Yeah, a dashboard actually, there are a lot of platform to create the dashboard. So for Power BI dashboard is more simple and easy compared to other dashboards. Because again, this is depending on the users. So if some of the users are familiar with the Tableau, so they are more familiar and comfortable with the Tableau. For me, actually, uh, complex. Sometimes we are integrating with Python with Power BI. Then, of course, this is complex for the new users. So, if you are not integrating with because Power BI dashboard have different ways. Like first way is actually, so we are just using the existing data. Okay, for example, one-dimensional data. For example, we have multi-dimensional data. I'm giving one example. I have the data from all the Sunway University, for example. So this is HR data, finance data, lecturers data, student data. So, for example, I want to take decision about Sunway. I have to integrate all the data. Okay. So if I'm integrating all the data, then I can take quick decision about the data, right? So this is the complex dashboard. So simple dashboard is if you are dealing one directional data. And if you are integrating Python, and also you have a codes you are applying by using functions. in within Power BI, then again we have again challenge. So we cannot fix the answer of you these questions. So either the complex board dashboard is how much the complex. Of course, we can increase the complexity by increasing the different for the task.
Thank you, Dr. Mubashir. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for the insightful presentation. Your work highlight the critical balance in the mission of responsibility when it comes to leveraging data. Now let's shift gears to slightly and focus on the industrial practice. So Dr. Imran, welcome Dr. Imran. So Dr. Imran is the Industry 4.0 evangelist who demystified Industry 4.0 landscape and its disruptive technologies. With more than 20 years of industrial experience, Mr. Iman is working closely with organizations in their journey of embracing digital transformation by contributing the in readiness assessment, roadmap implementation, R&D, upskill and reskilling strategies, solution architecture, prototype and deployment strategies for the smart manufacturing 4.0, smart city and smart supply chains Smart Construction 4.0. This solution leveraging the industrial IoT, autonomous machine, cloud, DevOps infrastructure, big data and analytics, along with the machine learning. He is a keynote and a plenary speaker for international conferences, symposiums, and technical workshops in the Middle East and Asia Pacific region, covering technical aspects of Industry 4.0 and the digital supply chain. As a research fellow, he had published research articles in international conference and peer-reviewed journal index in Scopus and ISI. He is a member of the IEEE and ACM scientific community. He is an adjunct associate professor in DRP Highcom University of Automotive Malaysia. Dr. Imran worked as technical advisor for Center of Research Institute in Malaysia, CIDB under Ministry of Work for Constructions 4.0 Transformation and Roadmap for Malaysia constructions industry. Moreover, he has contributed for digital transformation industry Halal 4.0 for industry Penang under Penang Halal International, which is the agency of Penang's stated government responsible for the promotion, facilitation, and the development of the halal business ecosystem activities. Let's welcome to Imran.
Thank you very much. Just let me share my screen. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can see your screen clearly.
Okay, that's great. Very good afternoon. Thank you very much for the long introduction. It has to be short. So I'm representing Datalytica. We have branches in Malaysia, Thailand, and also UAE. We are transforming end to end. We are a Malaysia digital company. This means that we are being endorsed for our services in terms of solutions. Mostly our sectors are manufacturing, automotive supply chain, where we are providing people transformation, process transformation, and technology transformation. Okay. We have a couple of endorsement and collaboration. I will skip that. Some of our core clients are basically for manufacturing, automotive supply chain, banking, and others that we are collaborating in terms of their transformation. That can be people transformation in terms of upscaling, process transformation where we are assisting and facilitating in terms of data monetization through analytics, and then technology transformation where our solutions are basically transforming them. Our offerings are end-to-end, which is more on maturity assessment, where we understand where they are and where they should be, and also analytics, people transformation, organization, R&D, and application. So how we are facilitating the different organization is on end-to-end. You cannot transform an organization without reskilling them by assisting them that data is scattered in silos and they don't have a clear pictures in the industry. So we are facilitating them in terms of understanding that data process, how it can be monetized. There are many use cases. Which one is having a more RODI and which one is having a more value creation in this regard. So the goal is basically to look into implementation of data monetization. Data monetization is a term that is used how you can able to aggregate and segregate the data, transform the data, and have a meaningful insights out of it that is helpful to us and organization for way forward. Many of the insights are hidden when the data is being scattered across different Excel or different process which are not interconnected with each other, and how we able to look into descriptive diagnostic and predictive analytics, what happened in the past, why it happened in the past, and what can happen in the future, and how we can able to make a decision out of it. That is a goal. So that data interpretation is through visualization. Previous speaker, Dr. Mubashir, and also TS Mogana, and also other respected speaker talk about how different BI tools can able to be used to monetize the process. So just a quick overview, for example, like Gartner is saying that Power BI, Tableau, and Spotfire are among one of the most widely used BI tools for descriptive diagnostic and even predictive analytics when you integrate them into Python, and how you can able to look into different aspects. Previously in Industry 3.0, IT was responsible for the data analytics, management of the data, transformation of the data, and presenting the insight out of it. Right now in the industry, industry 4.0 is advocating that everyone has to be part of the data literacy where they can understand the data and create a meaningful insight. They cannot rely on IT itself. IT is the core enabler, providing them the landscape and sandbox to play with, and also helping them, facilitating them in terms of infrastructure so they can able to aggregate the data and monetize through different kind of analytics. So goal is every department, finance, HR, QA, QC, engineering, quality, marketing, pre-sales, every department within the value chain of an organization needs to understand their data. They need to have a mastery of the data. They need to monetize the data by themselves. And apart from the descriptive analytics, the next step, which is diagnostic analytics, is they need to understand why Ishikawa and Pareto chart to understand why the things happen, how we can able to monetize through predictive and prescriptive analytics. My presentation will not be on introduction. My presentation more on framework and also case study that we have implemented personally in manufacturing, automotive, and other sector in detail. So if you look into the bird's eye view for the digital data and AI transformation value chain, there are many sectors. Each sector have a different department. Each department have their own data. And there are technology verticals, which are in the form of pyramid, which is cyber physical system that includes IoT, robotics, 3D printing, industrial drones, and 5G communication technology. And then we have a hybrid cloud. So most of the SMEs dalam Malaysia, for instance, are having a servers. GLC is using having a hybrid ecosystem where they have a server and also cloud, and MNC, they have a multi-cloud infrastructure where their headquarters in Japan, Germany, or US having the cloud and also local cloud and infrastructure together. So the data is being stored over there. The biggest roadblock, there are many in an organization. One of them is IT itself. So IT become a bottleneck in terms of transformation. So the goal after post-COVID is how we can upskill the departmental people around the value chain so they can have an understanding of the data, and they are the better stakeholder because they are subject matter expert of their domain. So upskilling them in terms of data analytics, Python programming, machine learning, for example, is much more easier as compared to IT person and teaching IT about the business objectives of their specific domain in a department, for example, finance. So we are transforming them, and the trend right now is how we can up to upskill, reskill those ecosystem player in the value chain of an organization. Now in the data and AI process, it's very easy for me to transformation, but in actual, it's quite difficult process. As you can see, I have a lot of white here. It's not because of my age. I'm quite young, but it's because of the stress and also dealing with the stakeholders. So there are two phases in the data monetization process in any organization, whether it's an industry, corporate, or even uni. One is a data governance phase, and another one is a data monetization phase. In the data governance, we have to understand the stakeholder and their problem and department KPIs, and then also the data, and then map those data and KPIs later to the analytics dashboard. So we need to have a data ingestion. So we have a platform called Datalytica called Latex AI, where we can able to integrate the data from the IoT machines and asset connected asset. Number one. Number two is disconnected asset or islands. I call it data islands. Why? Because they are different Excel. The data is there. Different Excel are silos. So the data is there, but how to aggregate, transform, and monetize, that is a process which is data governance phase in terms of data transformation. And then towards the first step is descriptive analytics, then diagnostic and predictive analytics to return of investment ROI. So that process we are doing departmental wise in every organization. We have a platform to ingest the data and also transform the data and create a monetization out of it. And believe me that these departments are silos, and inside those departments, the data itself is on the silos, and I call it data island, like I mentioned before. So the roadmap that we are facilitating the organization mostly is on how we can understand the problem identification and data understanding. So data is quite dirty, and sometimes with a disconnected asset, it's quite difficult to have a clear picture of the data itself. And then there are a lot of anomalies that we have after ingestion. We have to clean them, process them, and we many SMEs, I think 80% of the SMEs in Malaysia right now, I'm also dealing with the Thai companies and also outside. The story is same. Small companies, SMEs are not having a proper data infrastructure, which is data lake, data pipeline, data warehouse, data mart, and towards the integration for the Power BI or other BI tools for the data ops, but for ML ops, no. So it's quite difficult for them to transform because the IT is traditional IT, and they need a subject matter expert or consultancy company to facilitate them in their journey. But at the same time, the challenges is the money, which is investment. So I think in Malaysia, we are quite lucky that government is providing a lot of incentives, not only for people transformation, but also for process transformation. So that can be used by SMEs and also GLCs. So once the data processing and transformation has been done and cleaning, mostly we started manually, then we've semi-automate and automate, because there are three type of data, which is structured data, semi-structured data, and unstructured data. Structured data is your machine data. Semi-structured is in the form of different Excel format or CSV, and then unstructured data is in the form of images and video that you are getting live feed in the AI deep learning based models. So descriptive analytics and diagnostic analytics is one phase ahead before we proceed with the AI predictive analytics, and then more towards performance enhancement and evaluation. So when we are looking into creating those monetized dashboard in the industry, we have to develop three different type of levels, which I will explain later. One is on the top executive level because they want a summary of everything. It's a strategic dashboard with executive, financial, customer experience, ESG, because we are dealing mostly on manufacturing, logistics, supply chain, and then middle level is more on tactical and KPI. This is middle management. They have their own KPIs and they have to measure, are they behind schedule or above or ahead in terms of tactical, customer service, marketing, and HR, and KPI dashboard that we is looking into in terms of optimization for their process. And lastly is on the operational level, which is on the production line, how supply chain, logistic, IT, manufacturing, sales, AI ops, they can able to measure. So many of the SMEs, they don't even have an IT team. They outsource the IT team. So they don't have the notion to and privilege to have these kind of a KPIs, because at the end it's more about data monetization. Without, if you have a lot of data but you don't know how to monetize it, then it's a big loss. So just to recap, In the descriptive analytics, we are looking into improved decision making. We are also increase operational efficiency and spot areas of improvement. I have basically I think 2 months ago or 3 months ago, I was in Penang for one of the um, local large scale company, start with I, and they are having a revenue of 15 billion ringgit. But I was quite surprised that their OEE was quite low and they don't have the even visibility. Yeah, you have an IT team of 70 people and they are doing nothing. So, so that's why it become a roadblock for the operational efficiency. At the end, what will happen? You will lose client. At the end, you will have a lot of issues. So if there's no client, there's no money. There's no money, there's no organization. So you need to identify, make some decisions in terms of transformation, but it's up to you, you as a decision maker, you as an organization leader, you as a subject matter expert of your domain. It is your choice whether you want to like to move ahead in terms of transformation and monetize and be relevant, or you sit back, relax, be in a comfort zone, don't make a decision, be with the people who doesn't want to transform and get perished, get irrelevant. So that is solely your options. So in the descriptive analytics, we do that, and then diagnostic analytics, we identify many hidden trends which was not visible in the descriptive analytics before to identify the root cause, uncover and hidden patterns, and then make a strategic decision to eliminate and rectify those decisions. And then after descriptive and diagnostic analytics, the next step for us is to look into predictive analytics, where we can able to forecast future trends, also identify risk and opportunities, and enhance the decision making. So descriptive, diagnostic, and predictive, but descriptive, you need to have a data aggregation and transformation first. So you need to have an ingestion from different departments and different process into centralized place. Now, like I was mentioning in 2 slides before that you need to have a creating a value, and those value chain are depends on hindsight or hindsight. So the data of the past, historical data, you are saying descriptive analytics, they are hindsight. Diagnostic analytics, where today you are doing the root cause analysis, is insight. The predictive analytics in the future is called foresight. The prescriptive analytics that is making a decision is called right side. So those enable dashboard ecosystem will able to help us in terms of monetization, because at the end, you need to be competitive, you need to reduce the waste, you need to optimize your process to save the cost, and then you, with that saving of the cost, better time to market, have a customization of the customer need, and have a hyper customization based on the market and market driven analysis, and also market driven dynamics is quite much required in order to be in a competitive position to defeat your competitors by providing the audience or your target market something out of the box, faster and more optimized and less costly. So the process, the 7 step framework for our case is very simple, yet very important and critical. We start with the design thinking process to understand what are the data, what are the problem, and how we can able to monetize it based on the KPIs. Many times they are KPIs, but they are incomplete. And many times the organization doesn't know that they have an incomplete KPI. So we are assisting and facilitating them with the new KPIs as well. Then data ingestion from different sources. That can be IoT, Excel, ERP, API sensors, and databases. And then having a data governance and data infrastructure, which is quite much required in terms of data automations and operations in the future. And then transformation of the data and doing the descriptive, diagnostic, and predictive analytics in this regard to have a ROI itself. Now, this is a technical diagram that projects about technology aspect of data ops. So you have a data operations first before you go for descriptive, diagnostic, and predictive. That data ops pipeline is having different data sources. Like I mentioned in the beginning, you have a structured data, which is relational database data. You have a semi-structured data in the form of Excel, JSON, and XML, and you have an unstructured data in the form of document and images. So these are batch data. And then you have a stream data, which is coming directly from the machines as well. So data processing, mostly in the SMEs are happening in the server. They have a server or servers, And in the bigger organization, they have a hybrid ecosystem where they have a private servers and also cloud. So in that server and cloud, you have a data ingestion where you have a data lake transformation in the form of ETL pipeline or ELT, which is extract, transport, and load, and then ELT as well to basically to load and then give the information to the machine learning process. So they can able to have a data lake having a raw data, which is not clean, transform semi-refined data in data warehouse, and then more pure data or cleanest data in the data mart that can be integrated with BI tools. And also, they can be integrated with your artificial intelligence, machine learning, or deep learning process. So this is ML ops. So after data transformation happened in descriptive analytics and diagnostic, what about predictive? So for predictive, we need to have some other additional steps, which is on the feature process or feature engineering, where we are having a feature engineering source from the data lake house or data warehouse together. And then we are looking into automatic annotation and transformation and feeding the data to the machine learning models, which is exploratory data analysis, data preparation, model training, validation, and also hyperparameter tuning before we do the deployment. And if you automate this process, then this is called ML ops, machine learning op process. This is for structured and semi-structured data. For unstructured data, we have DL ops. And right now we have a large language model. And when you automate the data ingestion, data processing, and then training, testing, and then validation, and then deployment, if you automate it, become LLM ops pipeline in this regard. So we do the model training and retraining, and then do the model serving as well. So this process is a bit tedious. That's why we don't prefer to run the whole process in the cloud, because cloud pay per use. If you're using cloud services, then it will be quite expensive. What we do is we break down this process into three tiers. Last mile. Last mile is you have an edge gateway. Number two, we do the pre-processing there. Number two, partial model training in our private servers. And then post-training or other information and synchronization of the data in the cloud itself. This will able to break down and save around 40 to 50% of the cost in terms of OpEx. Now, the key capabilities that every data platform needs to have, which we have as well, that it should able to have a support of the different data source. So you have a data which can be a database, it can be a system, it can be an Excel or CSV file, it can be machines. So there are different data sources. So you need to ingest the data. And then you need to transform a pipeline. It means a pipeline that transform the data, clean the data. And then you need to have a real-time dashboard first, which is on the descriptive and diagnostic analytics, and then proceeding with the AI machine learning integration, data governance, access control, and also department-specific modernization and have hybrid scalable approach. In the beginning of any organization or department or as an individual, you can start with the batch data first, and then you can Power BI, for example, is one of the most important versatile tool that can help you in terms of data ingestion, and then also data transformation and also analytics dashboard. So there are 39 different visualizations in the Power BI. And you can have a same data and you can interpret different way by using different visualization components. So graph in a dashboard. So normally we have KPI based. In KPI based, we will able to identify KPIs and then map the KPIs with the data points and then have a visualization interpretation out of it. So there are different design patterns and design recommendation for visualization. If you would like to have more information, you can contact Ms. Halifa or myself. And once you have implemented those things, you will able to see that there are a lot of return of digital investment, which is breakdowns the data silos across department, reduce the manual processing cost, accelerated decision operations, process optimization, improve compliance. There are hundreds of different benefits. Improved decision making as well is part of it. Better understanding of the process flow and how we can able to improve in this regard. So let's discuss about case study that we have implemented. Those case studies help us not only to understand our client, but also their data and how to solve them. So using descriptive diagnostic and predictive analytics, they are different problems. So those problems have a solutions, and then based on that solutions, we can able to have an impact. The impact is measured in ROI or RODI, and it has to be quantifiable in the form of a number. So at least you can able to know what type of savings you are doing in terms of time optimization and cost. A few, I will be explaining some of them in details later. So some of the use cases that we have implemented in the industrial setting is on the inefficiency and quality control due to manual and delayed defect detection. So using deep learning enable high-speed computer vision in process control, we can have reduced. So when you are using deep learning based models to extract the unstructured information in the form of images and videos, then you can able to extract some metadata out of it. And then you can use that metadata in the form of a structured data to have a descriptive and predictive analytics as well. Another implementation which is very important is about how manual inspection are slow, error prone, inconsistent, and increase production cost. Deep learning can able to help in this regard. But in terms of data-driven analytics, for example, semiconductor process face the yield loss and inefficiency. So we use the AI-driven analytics. So AI-driven analytics is your predictive analytics. You cannot implement predictive analytics unless you have implemented descriptive and diagnostic analytics. Okay, and then there's a ROI. If you have a ROI more than 10%, is good enough. Then production lines suffer from unplanned downtime, inefficiency, lack of prediction, and data-driven maintenance, resulting OEE decrease. OEE is overall equipment efficiency. So your goal is to have good overall equipment efficiency. So using descriptive diagnostic analytics, you can able to increase. We have implemented that in one of our clients in Penang as well. Next is on the inefficiency in production planning due to suboptimal batch scheduling. So you need to have an optimization of production planning and forecasting that can be used, that can help in terms of productivity increase by 26%. Efficient water management increase cost of the waste resources. This use case was related to ESG. And then basically using optimized water consumption by understanding the flow, the need in the form of a data, because data speak louder than words, and data have a more impactful in the form of analytics. So how we can able to have that hidden trend out of it and save that cost. Also, manufacturing process faces instability, quality variation, and real-time data-driven control. So AI-driven optimization process can able to help in this regard. Okay, I have less time. Let me go for the next. So another case study that we have done with one of our client is on the wafer probing. It's a semiconductor foundry, and they have a problem in terms of test data scattering, errors, and also limited overview of the machine state, because those machines are not IoT enabled, they're manual machines, and then they have to have people to look into those things. So they were having quite much machine breakdowns. And once machine breakdown, it was having a lot of delays in terms of giving them back on up and running. So we assisted them understanding and implemented the technology and visibility so they can able to improve their yield, reduce the downtime in the form of analytics. Okay. Another case study that we have implemented with one of our client is on the disconnected limited real-time insight, root cause identification, and also inventory control and process by providing unified quality analytic visibility for descriptive diagnostic and predictive analytics insight that result in 30 to 50% increase in terms of improvement, reduce defect, optimize inventory, and also downtime. I have basically this is a mock-up and sample data of some of the clients that we were having, which is on having an analytics dashboard for the real-time visibility and also in terms of trend analysis. So using a data analytics and monetization, it can able to help us in terms of uh, improving the quality, having a better ROI. But it all start with first step, understanding the problem. And sometimes you don't understand the problem unless you will able to look into the data and insight from the analytics dashboard. So first step is always to gather the data, segregate the data or aggregate the data in a platform by data ingestion, transform the data, and then convert that data into analytics dashboard. And then from there, you can able to identify. So if you feel like you have some roadblocks, we can able to facilitate and assist you in this regard by providing a trial, 30 days trial, in which we can able to sign an NDA. You can able to give us your mockup or other data. We can able to transform and create an analytics dashboard out of you, which we have a forte in this regard. So I, in conclusion, I would like to say that um, data and AI monetization journey will start with one step, and that step is to basically look into the future, what you really would like to do. And every organization have a lot of data, and many of the organization are still struggling to monetize the data. The data can be only monetized in the form of analytics and then for the decision making. You cannot proceed with the AI transformation unless you have a data-driven ecosystem. So for that data-driven ecosystem, you must need to have a data platform that can assist you in terms of gathering, ingesting the data, transform the data, and then feed the data to the analytics dashboard based on your KPIs and show the trends and analysis which was been hidden in the data islands in the form of Excel, different systems which are not communicating and talking to each other. So when we are combining those ecosystems together, then you will able to have a bird's eye view of more clarity in terms of where are the gap, where are the gray areas, and where are the areas that can be improved, and how those steps can able to facilitate you in terms of better decision making and also towards predictive and prescriptive analytics. So with that said, I would like to end my talk, and I would like to extend my sincere thanks to everyone for listening. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Imran. Thank you for your insight. We have one question for you in the comment in the chat box. What advice would you give to manufacturers hesitant to invest in AI and analytics?
Okay, you require minimum investment. So there are two approaches to look into for the manufacturer, automotive, supply chain, any sector that you can imagine. One is called top down, another one is bottom up approach. So bottom up is you invest heavily in IoT machines so they can able to send a real-time stream data to your server and cloud. You invest in the server, and after that you will able to have a data infrastructure, and from that data infrastructure you will have a AI monetization. The process is long and also costly. I prefer the second approach, which is top down. You have a data, monetize it. Do you need any servers for that? No, you need a laptop. But definitely, if you don't have the skills and also the platform to support, we can able to facilitate. So goal is get the data, transform the data, have a descriptive, diagnostic, and predictive analytics. You don't need predictive analytics even in the first phase. In the descriptive and diagnostic, you will able to find lot of hidden issues that was not visible before. So understand the data, collect the data. If you don't even have the data, you may can find a similar kind of a data from Fraunhofer or from Kaggle or for other website. We have a free clinic, basically, in which we are facilitating and giving back some of the facilities and also advices and suggestion to the SMEs or MNCs. No charge included, in which we understand the problem, and then we can able to help you, advise you what you can able to do step by step. So you can contact us basically after this workshop, and we will be more than happy to facilitate and assist.
Thank you, Dr. Imran. Thank you for your insight. It's very inspiring to see how data-driven innovations are transforming industries like manufacturing.
And
Is there
I would like to
is
say
there-
one last thing, if you don't mind. Um,
sure.
Data analytics and AI can be used to as a catalyst to transform and also to increase your ROI and also the benefit. The term that I like most that I would like to mention over here, how you can innovate, how you can drive innovation using data and AI. Because the organization of tomorrow will be based on innovation and also monetization. So if you don't have a monetization and you don't have a innovation, then there will be a quite much risk that you may not be exist in the future. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Imran. Is there any questions?
So there's a question, what advice would you give to manufacturer hesitant to invest in AI and analytics? The only suggestion I can give you, there are hundreds of different case studies that shows that your competitors or similar industries have monetized and get a quite much profit and benefit in terms of analytics and AI. But definitely it has to be start from somewhere. So firstly, you need to acknowledge yourself that I know after COVID and after the global tariff and other things, it's quite risky to do investment. You should not be doing that much big investment. You can start small with a POC or MVP, which is minimum viable product. And then if you see that the small project is having a value out of it, then you can able to scale in an incremental fashion to a big project. So have a case study. There are plenty of the case study, or you can invite us basically to give a talk or have an online meeting in which we wanted to understand which background you are from or which company you are from, and then we have a lot of case study. We will able to give you a presentation or briefing what can be the benefit that you can able to achieve in the short term, medium term, and long term. So nobody is asking you to invest in AI, but you need to invest on data first. Without investment on the data, you cannot able to proceed with the AI. So AI have a prerequisite which is on the descriptive and diagnostic analytics. Without that, you can able to use it. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Imran. Thank you for your insight. I think as we are near to the conclusion of today's session, I will recap some of the keynote insight that we have gathered. From Mr. Fazlul. Mr. Fazlul showed us how business can listen beyond the words, to make smarter decision. For Dr. Morgana have demonstrated how analytics drive revenue and operational efficiency through real-world case studies. Dr. Mubashir as well highlighted the critical balance between innovation and responsibility when leveraging the data. And our last speaker, Dr. Imran, he has shared inspiring example of AI and analytic in manufacturing, complete with the ROI and RODI. So this lesson underscore the importance of adopting holistic approach to data analytics. One of the balance, innovation, ethic, and governance. As you reflect to this discussion, I encourage you to think about how this principle might apply to your own organizations. As we draw to close, I want to extend my heartfelt to our excellent speaker, Mr. Fazlul, TS Dr. Morgana, Dr. Mubashir and Dr. Imran for their invaluable contributions. Your insights have truly enriched our understanding of of the data analytic. Before we conclude, I encourage all participants to stay tuned to our upcoming webinar, which is at the end of this month regarding the Lean Six Sigma, where we will be announcing it on our LinkedIn, Facebook, and our social media channels. Keep an eye out for another exciting exploring into the cutting edge technology and industry insight. So before we end the session, let's take a group photos. Everyone, can you open the camera and capture this moment?
You can on the camera. Do we need to change the view?
All right, 1, 2, 3. Okay, the next page. 1, 2, 3. All right. Thank you everyone. Thank you for participating to this webinar. We can see you in the future webinar. Thank you.